What is up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Hate Watch Party, and we've got Brian coming live at you from the ring.
Yeah, I seriously, what is happening with my lighting? I can't there's nothing I can do to make it better. It literally looks like reality is collapsing around me. And at any point in time, like I'm in like Stranger Things right now. There's going to be a bunch of fucking kids coming at me listening to Kate Bush songs. It's going to be
Well,
awful and awesome at the same time.
when I see a person that looks like they're walking out of like an 80s RCA television, I think that guy knows some shit, and that makes me want to listen.
Well, did you ever see that crazy ass movie Naked Lunch?
I don't think so.
No, okay. So this movie
Isn't
with
that a William Burroughs book?
I think it actually is, but the movie they made, the adaptation, bizarre book, bizarre
By the way,
movie,
I said that like I know who William Burroughs is.
and I went along with it as if I knew who William Burroughs is.
We
But
make a good improv team. We both can come off like smart. If I don't keep
that,
like retracting what I said, we can just both come off as intelligent human beings. So let's go. Let's go with that. I like it.
so anyway, William Burroughs was born in Eastern Virginia. No, but seriously, this fucking movie was insane. And who's the guy that got canceled because he was a big right winger who was in? He was in like Hercules as the voice. Not
Oh
James
yeah.
Caan. James somebody. He was like a huge actor. He was in everything,
Okay.
and he got canceled.
Why? Just for being conservative?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like he was. I can't think of his fucking name. Well, anyway, welcome to the podcast where we can't remember people's names. As I told Robbie before we started, I'm not feeling great. I was up late last night.
Because you don't
I'm
like
trying
your
to
kids.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You're
my
allergic
kids.
to a
I'm
lifestyle
allergic
of being
to
an
my
adult.
children.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids. You know what they're not allergic to? Slaps about the face and body.
Wait, your kids have been slapping you, or you've been slapping them?
Well, no, the joke was that I was slapping them. But
Oh, okay. I was lost in it. Anyways, welcome to the podcast, everybody. It's a pleasure to have you with us. We're going to be closing out the Hillary Clinton show by watching almost none of it because it's unwatchable. That's what we've determined. And it didn't get any better. It's not like they found the rhythm. It's not like the first season of Seinfeld where they just had to put out more of them and they would figure it out. And before we get into it, I do want to plug I'm going to be in New Orleans this Friday night. So come hang out. Have you ever been to New Orleans?
no, you know what? I thought you were gonna say you were gonna be in a narwhal, like just fucking a narwhal, and I was like, that's awesome.
What is that? I don't even know what a narwhal is.
A narwhal? Oh, the narwhal's like it's like the unicorn of the ocean. It's like a
Ooh,
dolphin
I'd fuck
unicorn.
a unicorn. Are they hot?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends on what you're into, but I would say yeah.
I think if
What are
you
the,
meet a mythical creature, it's not bestiality to have sex with it.
I would agree completely. I mean, think of how many mythical creatures out there could you fuck that?
Like
I
you
mean, well, I
can't
guess,
fuck a horse, but if it's like a unicorn and it's actually got like purpley hair and the whole thing, and it's all majestic and white, and it
yeah,
flows with sparkles, and its vaginas talk to you and glow, and it's got like pixie dust all around it, and it smells like raspberries.
yeah,
That's
like a
not
My
gay to
Little
have
Pony.
sex with that. Yeah, that's what I'm
No,
talking about.
and they
But not
talk.
like,
They
yeah.
can invite you. Look, if it talks, you can fuck it, and it's not bestiality. That's just a law. Like
But
Mr. Ed.
how do you separate being on hallucinogenics and then finding out it was a horse?
I think I don't know. Legally in court, can you bring that up as a defense? Your
Yeah,
Honor, I was on hallucinogenics, and I did think the horse was a centaur when I
I
fucked
thought
it.
it was a pony, and I thought it was asking for it. And you can't
Well,
prove that it didn't like it, so I rest my case.
are ponies ever not asking for it? Let's be honest. They're so saucy and little. By the way, I got to be funny. If you're not watching this stream, Robbie's wearing the fucking Cosbyest Cosby sweater I've ever seen in my life. Are you bringing it back? Did you lose a bet? What? How did this sweater come to be?
I'm trying to soften my look a little bit. You know, everyone keeps telling me I look so racist-y, so I'm going old man. I'm just going to jump a level into retirement and reads books. No, I don't know. I just pulled this out of my closet today. It was hanging on a thing. I was wearing an undershirt. I had to go somewhere. I was like, fuck it. I'll just throw a sweater on. It's a nice Argyle sweater. Who wears Argyle sweaters still?
I mean, Bill Cosby. So I mean, you got that going for you. That you have that association. And
I
you
think
know,
rape turns women on. Maybe if you wear Cosby sweaters and they still go out on the date with you, that's them asking for you to drug them. Maybe like it was complicit. Maybe that could make an argument in court.
see, you're more sly about it than I am. I just show up in a full rapist mask, and I bring a
Okay.
rape whistle, and I'm like, "This is for you later." But by
Right.
the way, my basement is soundproof, so no one will hear you.
Oh, so you got to use it before the basement. But you let them know that up front. As long as you're
Yeah,
upfront
yeah.
about these kinds of things.
I tell them you can go about 4 steps down until the whistle, you can't hear it. So I was like, if you're going to blow the whistle, 4 steps, that's what you got. And I count with them. We kind of skip down. It's like, it's a game. It's fun.
So you said you've never been to New Orleans.
Oh, no, I have. I have once been to New Orleans. And quick funny story.
Sure.
Bought a oyster po' boy, right? Because oysters are big there. Po' boys are big there. Delicious, right? Buy the sandwich. I'm all hammered. It's a buddy's bachelor party. I eat half the sandwich. I go in my hotel room. I put the other half of the sandwich, again, oysters, on the bed. And then I didn't realize
that's not a
refrigerator.
too later food.
Well, where were you then, Robbie? Where were you then? Because I go to the pool for 4 hours. I'm drinking. I come back to my room and I'm like, I got to nosh this oyster sandwich. So I do. We go out later and go to a bar, restaurant, and we're walking to go to like the Jazz Quarter. It's like a 1.5 mile walk. And as we go, I'm like, I'm not feeling good. This isn't great. And I'm looking around. I'm trying to figure out, like, where can I shit, right? And it's in the French Quarter. We're walking.
That's how I spend my whole life, by the way.
You and me both. So eventually, my friend's going to some bar, and I'm like, it's too crowded. I can't shit here. I got to find
someone
a
left
place.
their tuba.
I wish. They're like, hey, it's Mardi Gras again, guys. These are the thickest. Well, so I find a bar, no line, go in, just walk past everybody. Like I have like blinders on, right? I'm sweating bullets. I just am holding in my guts. I beeline it to the bathroom. There's no toilet seat. There's no door, by the way, on the bathroom. There's no toilet seat on the toilet. I just blow it up with disgusting oyster dump. Of course, the toilet doesn't flush. So I'm like, I got to get the fuck out of here ASAP. Walk out. And I realize as I walk out that a bunch of like ladies are staring at me. Not like sexy staring. Not even like you took a dump staring. But they're kind of butch and they're staring me down. And I'm like, that's weird. Then I come out to the main bar, which I didn't realize at the time because I had shit goggles on. And I realized that now everybody's staring at me. And it is a cross-dressing gay bar. And someone's about to go on stage. So, as a good person, I bought a beer. I watched the show. And then I left without telling them that I clogged their toilet with oyster dump.
Yeah, well, that's all you can do at that point. And also, you would think that gay people would have better bathrooms. Don't they want to clean out their bowels before they're fucking in it?
I think literally the intent of the bathroom being so horrible was they're like, this is only for fucking. This is a blowjobs and fucking only bathroom. No dumps allowed.
Here's where I'm going to say bar bathrooms almost mess up with their because that is a typical dive bar that it will have a toilet.
You're anticlimactic, William. Sorry.
That it has a toilet, but not one that anyone should be using. The problem is the only time that it ever will be used is in an emergency case scenario. So you might as well just have a better dumper that people can use because the worst case dumpage is going to be deposited there anyways. So either just don't have it whatsoever or just make it a little bit more friendly so that, you know, you're casual. I've got jokes in my act about IBS. This aspect of it, I never worked out. Like, I've never figured out this piece of the joke. But, like, honestly, like, I feel like the economy would be better if there were more clean, like, because then, like, I'm only 34 and I'm nervous about bathrooms. Think about how many 50-year-olds don't leave their fucking house. And they got money. That's where the money's at.
I agree. I had this idea, and Charmin stole my idea. Okay. But it was called, I was going to start a website called placesipooed.com.
Not bad.
Which is just a bathroom review. And it told you where bathrooms are like the cleanest, nicest shitters. And Charmin actually did it, made it into an app. But how
is it a real app?
It is. Well, it's not called placesipoo.com. There is an app, though. But how about this, right? The greatest bathroom, they exist, like you said, in the worst places. And I've taken like 17 dumps in strip clubs. For some reason, go to a strip club, and I'm like, I have diarrhea.
Strip clubs do not have friendly bathrooms.
No. Oh, terrible. Intentionally. So what if they have like, you know, like a fire alarm or like a fire exit door? Like they have a shitter.
Right.
But if you use it, the alarm goes off. It's the nicest shitter, but everybody knows you took a shit. That's the trade-off. Everybody knows. You're like Scarlet Letter. Like, you know, it's like when you rob a bank and they've got the money packets that explode with ink.
Right.
It's like that, but when you go in to take a shit, the toilet paper explodes with ink. So everybody knows
that you took a shit.
You took a deuce. That's a trade-off.
And what does that accomplish?
Well, I'm just saying, everybody knows you took a deuce, but you got a nice, clean, fresh bathroom.
Now, what
and
if you just? But what if you
use
just
that bathroom?
What if you just came your pants and you're trying to clean it out because your friends aren't ready to leave yet?
Well, I usually come a fairly bright blue anyway.
Oh,
so it's probably
okay.
the same
so
as
it's
the
going to
ink.
be the same color, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm very excited for New Orleans. I've never been there. I'm a big fan of like that brass sound. I'm excited to just catch some tunes. I've heard though that it's a kind of a scary city for wandering around. I've heard that it's actually so crime ridden that it feels uncomfortable. Is that factually accurate, Mr. Bryan?
I would say, I mean, if you're on the main drag, you're pretty much safe. You're surrounded by so many drunks anyway. Like,
Right.
here's the thing: I don't think you're gonna get so sloppy drunk that you're the easiest mark. That's
Right.
your security blanket, right? If you're the second sloppiest drunk, you're safe.
Oh, it's like being on the road and speeding. My dad
Yeah,
told me that
exactly.
lesson, which is a great lesson. Sometimes, like your road rage and dudeliness, like you just want to be the fastest person on the road. But if you can just learn to be the second fastest person on the road, the other guy's going to get the ticket. So you
Right,
don't have to be all
exactly.
like, he's going faster than me. You're like, great, that guy's going 90. Now I can comfortably do my 85. So you
That's
just
what
got
I'm
to make
saying.
sure not to be the most hammered. I like that.
Yep.
Are you a jam band guy at all?
I think jam bands are probably the second worst thing in the world after government.
Okay. Have you ever actually like gone to a good jam band concert live?
I think that is like many things, like military intelligence. I don't think that that's a
Right.
thing that exists. I don't think you can go to a good jam band show.
Okay, I'll have to take you out sometime. I mean, I know that you like your gay David Bowie music, so like better tunes, they might not even be processed. But I do think jam bands are something to be experienced live.
I would
And
love to go with
yes.
you. I would just love to hang out. I mean, every time we hang out, we have a great time. So I would go with you just to hang out and just do a bunch of shrooms or something like that.
All right. Well, I discovered because I was very proud of myself because the last couple concerts I went to, I went stone cold sober, and I was like, this is great. Like I can just go for like an hour and a half, just chew on some nicotine, have an energy drink, come home, get some work done. I was like, this is great. But then this past Saturday, a friend of mine actually like had a room at the casino. So I was able to just get fucking hammered and we were doing dabs in the parking lot, which is a different operation because I'm not even much of a pot smoker. Dude, parking lot dabs are great because it's like instantly like at the peak of an edible. And then I actually stayed for the whole concert. I was like, yeah, being sober sucks. I was like, I lied to myself. All those shows that I was at, I left early because I didn't want to be there because I was sober. And like, I guess I gotta practice driving drunk a little more often, so I'm just more comfortable with it. Maybe that's the solution.
Or get a really cheap Uber. But did you ever see that Legion of Skanks, speaking of dabs, where Big J. Okerson took a dab and literally...
Oh, and he just whited out. He whited out.
Whited out, passed out. Right,
yeah.
just right on the table.
But, dude, he came right back, and no one made a stink out of it. They were fucking troopers about it. They were just like, oh, he's back.
That was incredible. That was one of those incredible things I've ever seen.
That was like out of that Chris Farley sketch with the heart attack. He's just having a heart attack. They were like, yeah, he just blacked out. He's fine. No, nothing to see or worry about here. Jay's a beacon of health. No one should be concerned about the fact that his eyes just rolled to the back of his head.
Yeah, no, he'll do okay. But it's like, it's funny, like the sober thing. I would usually do a few weeks of sober, or usually I do a sober January if the Eagles aren't good, right? Because they have like the after New Year's. And you get to that point where you're like, yeah, I feel great. I'd be fine not drinking. And then you have like 2 drinks and you're like, this is so much better.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is so much more fun. So like, and I hate concerts too. I mean, it's not just I hate going to live music. I think it sucks. You go there, it's a bunch of assholes. You wait in lines. You have to wait in line for piss. You wait in line for beer. It's expensive. I hate it. I hate getting out of the fucking parking lot. I hate everything about it.
I love live music, but all the variables you're mentioning, yes, are anxiety inducing. The one thing that I like about my musical choices is that sometimes they are stranger. And so I'm able to actually catch bands I like in smaller venues that don't have all that chaos. And sometimes
that's true.
And sometimes like you find like a local funk band, tickets like $15 and the place is mostly empty. Like then I just love that. But you're right. Like, dude, going to like see this, like if someone gave me ticket, like I would go see the Stones tomorrow if they were playing at Madison Square Garden. Fuck yeah, I would go. But it would be a bug out. You're like, shit, the getting there. There's a lot of elements that you got to weather.
Yeah, I mean, my buddy gave me so much shit. We went and saw Toto and Shit, who's the chick that sings that song? We belong in the dirt. We belong in the dirt. It's like
I said, you enjoy gay music, so I'm not familiar with it.
She's. I didn't do it justice. She's a huge star. Pat Benatar.
Okay.
Pat Benatar. So he's like Toto and Pat Benatar, and I'm like, all right, I'll go see that because I'll go see cheesy '80s shit. I enjoy. All it.
Right.
And we're there at the show, and I drove, and I was so hungover because I just flew back from Vegas that day, and I'm sitting at the concert, and I'm just like miserable. And they hadn't played Africa yet, right? The one song Toto's known for, the biggest song. And I'm like, I know these fucking cocksuckers are going to save this for last. So I'm like, we're leaving. We're going to beat traffic. I don't want to get stuck. Let's go. And my friend resents me forever. He'll never let me live it down. For the rest of his fucking life. I love
leaving early. Dude, leaving early is a pro move. Yeah.
Yeah. In concerts, in the bedroom, come and go. Let's go. Blast
Absolutely.
It. Peace.
And get the fuck out of there. I came when I was here. What I needed to do. All right, let's get into some news topics. So off the bat, obviously everyone's already heard everything that needs to be heard about the midterms. But you had a hot take, which is that it was surprising. I'll let you say you had a takeaway from the people being elected.
Yeah, I think this is the first time, right? Because in the past, elections happen, and they tell like politicians, it's like, oh, who you want to go to the bar with, maybe who you want to have sex with. Not this election. Not this time, buddy, except Stacey Abrams lost. Nobody wants to fuck or be around Stacey Abrams. But the ugliest people won. All the uglies. I mean, John Fetterman. I feel right now, like I said, I'm hungover. I feel like the fucking goiter on John Fetterman's neck right now. That fucker is a senator. Can you imagine? By the way, it's going to be great when they swear him in and his neck goiter just bursts in the middle of swearing, and I hope to God it happens. I just want to see it one time. But the ugliest people won. I don't get it. Carrie Lake's probably going to lose. She's hot. She's going to lose to some fucking nerdy bitch. What the fuck's happening? If we can't trust people voting on who they want to bang in this world, what can we trust?
That's the new cool, is being ugly. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm taking this from tomorrow's show, so everyone's going to have to hear this again. But I noticed one time when we were watching Brennan talk on CNN, and I thought there was something interesting about, the guy who used to run the CIA, and he was whole time. All right. So I thought it was interesting because I was like, this is a very villainous person, but I've never really seen a villain in a movie that talked or looked like him. And then I realized, well, it's because they're making the movies. So obviously the way that they behave is not the way that they would portray villains. And then I'm looking at this FTX kid, right, who looks like a big old sweet goofball. And by the way, him and his fucking girlfriend, could they look any more Jewy? Can we get like less Jewy looking Jews pulling these financial schemes?
Hey, Kyrie, pull it in.
Yeah.
Pull it in there.
2 weeks after Kanye and Kyrie are running their mouths about the Jews, we got to have some financial scandals.
I didn't see SNL last night. Did you watch it?
I watched that chunk. It wasn't bad. But then again, I've been defending Kanye and Kyrie, so my judgment of what's bad is I guess relative. And also he had this line which was if there's one thing I've learned from being in Hollywood, it's just you don't want to use the words the Jews together. And I'm like, I got like 9 punchlines that uses that, but anyways, what was I trying to talk about? Oh yeah,
the FTX kid.
Yeah, the FTX kid. That's the modern day villain. It's this kid pretending like he doesn't care about looks or the money he has, and he just wants to give it all away, and he's just some big old genius goofball. I mean, this is the media landscape that we live in now. Every single news story is going to be like the Nancy Pelosi, Paul Pelosi thing, where you get a headline of house broken into, and just intuitively you're like, that doesn't really make sense that he wouldn't have security. And then they almost read the news, and then they keep coming back and filling in their backstory of like, yeah, the cameras weren't being monitored because Nancy wasn't there. It's like they almost can't pre-write the story because they don't know what we're going to ask. So they almost monitor the news for a couple of days and drip the information, and then we just move on from it. But like, we just understand that doesn't make sense. Same way Epstein didn't hang himself, but we've just moved on from it, right? Oh, the security guards were asleep and they got reprimanded. It doesn't make sense, but we just move on from it. I feel
Dude,
like
that's a really interesting point. Sorry to interrupt you, but
yeah,
that's really interesting. I haven't thought about that. How the news does react in real time now because they have instantaneous feedback from social media, right? So they can literally custom tailor their counter narrative to push this bullshit
no,
or
they
cover up
test
whatever
the
they want in real
storylines.
time.
They don't have. I noticed this with the Donald Trump story, is that they kind of float and they wait for the market. The way I've
Yeah, yeah.
envisioned it, it's like the way that used to have like televisions, and one person would have to like stand up there and go like, "Hey, how's this working? Or am I getting the
Yeah, with
picture?"
the old antenna. Yeah,
I feel
the
like
old
that's what
rabbit
they
ears.
do, is that they kind of they give you these maybe storylines to then go, what are people buying? And then they'll start working with that, because they almost can't predict the market of what we'll accept. But going back to the FTX thing, so fine, we've got this kid, essentially crypto's this new unregulated landscapes are able to engage in fractional reserve banking. He's floating his coin that it's a value, and basically it's just, let's keep it simple. It's fractional reserve banking. People are
Exactly.
depositing their money, and he's taking that money out and he's going to spend it at his hedge fund. Enough people did a run on it, and it wasn't worth anything because it's not backed by the Fed.
Dude,
Um,
exactly. No, you nailed
yeah,
it. And sorry to interrupt. I tweeted that exact same thing, and I was like, FTX is bankrupt. I was like, every bank you know of is more bankrupt than FTX because they're all, again, fractional reserve banking. The fucking, the amount, the trillions of dollars, like people think of the debt and they don't understand the amount of debt that we gave to the fucking banks is then exponentially lent out because they only have to keep what 1% in the fucking bank. Like it's ungoddamn believable, and people are like, "Crypto's a joke." It's like
right.
it's all a joke. It's all a joke, you fucking assholes.
It's all a joke in the way that other things would unravel at significantly larger scale, like even what happened in England a week ago. Anyways, but staying on point with the FTX thing. So fine, we got this kid.
Robbie really wants to finish this point, and I'm excited to hear where he's going because he is. I've never seen a man this dedicated.
To a single point. So we've got this FTX kid, which, by the way, Steven, the Wonder Boy non-scientist, will be on the show tomorrow breaking this down. But
Oh, I love that guy.
oh, he's the best. So we've got fractional reserve banking. It goes down, and then fine, we'll probably figure out over time how much of a scumbag this guy was or wasn't. But there's so many interesting storylines that the media has not touched upon in any capacity. The first one being that it looked like he was positioning himself to be the favored crypto platform that was going to regulate the other ones away. And he would have he would have been able to engage in fractional reserve banking. He was spending $40 million with the Democrats. He was working with Gensler. He's pushing for regulation of all the other platforms. And it's like, it could be that if the guys at Binance didn't basically fuck him over in a strategic move that made sense, he might have in 2 years from now actually have taken over all their businesses through regulatory capture. So that's one element. Then you got the next element of, was there money actually being laundered through them? That essentially, we've been looking at this Ukrainian war and just going, all right, they're clearly trying to run themselves money. But was this the way that they were doing it? Where they actually basically, a lot of the crypto was going into FTX and then just being filtered back to Dems, like straight up?
For a fact, we know it was because he had. There's all these tweets like of him saying literally, "I am raising money for the Ukraine." He had like ties in. Did you see this shit? Like he had
No,
ties
but the Ukrainians
directly.
apparently were investing or putting money into the platform, which is like, so then how much money were we sending to them in military aid that they were basically just laundering by putting it into the platform? And then this kid's making deposits to whoever. But then it goes a little bit deeper that his parents are also both lawyers and working at Stanford. Like I'm it's getting to a point. I had Monica Perez on the show a little while back, who's brilliant, and she was talking about manufactured people, and that a lot of these CEOs, they're not just like kids that came out of nowhere. They're basically handpicked to
Oh
be.
yeah.
And I'm like, I look at this kid and I'm like, that's what this fucker looks like. It looks like two smart parents working at Stanford. CIA wants this platform. This is going to be their way of laundering the money. And they put him forward. And this is just because this is not what we're trained to look for as being evil. Like what we're more trained for is if you have someone who looks like an alpha male, people are like, oh, fuck that guy. That guy's profiteering. But you get some kid who looks like one of these fucking Twitter dweebs, and he's talking about, hey, I just want to give all my money away from charity. People just buy it.
Counterpoint: Gavin Newsom got reelected in California, biggest alpha male looking douchebag in the world.
That's true.
But
He looks like the villain in a Richie Rich like comic book, like whoever kid that Richie would be like sparring with. Yeah.
Like if you swapped him out for Severus Snape, what's his name?
He's that character in any movie. He's the rich kid character. Yes.
You could literally he's the guy falling off of the fucking Nakatomi Tower at the end of Die Hard. Like he's that fucking douche.
Right.
But I do like that theory, and I think you're 100% right. I mean, you look at like the World Economic Forum and like these like future leaders, like all these fuckers are groomed. All these people, their kids are groomed. They go to the same schools. They all get in. They all go to the same schools. They all go to the same programs. It's 100% elites putting elites in definitive positions to succeed. And then you also wonder, like, we believe in the free market, but the amount of influence these people have to like allow, again, regulatory matters, backing from friends and family to start up businesses is so massive in these networks that, yeah, I'm sure it's all coordinated.
All right, so let's get into that was the first
Alan
one.
Rickman. Yeah.
Next one you had was we've got this video. Let me pull this up. Oh, wait. If I do it as a tab, here we go. Then I think the sound is easier. All right, let's give this a watch.
This is for you.
Oh, Sean.
Yes.
No,
Please.
that is yours.
No, I feel terrible outside. It's just a symbolic, silly thing.
Yes, but
if I know this is here with you, then I'll feel better.
Because he recognizes he's actually the better actor. He's like, are you kidding me? You're doing a better job of Israel of getting American money for foreign support that you don't need so you can filter it back to the Bidens. Like, come on. I barely work for the CIA. I just come over here for some camera opportunities. Dude, getting someone else's Oscars fucking weird. Like, why? What do I need it for? Like, what's it worth to me? It's like it's worth something because you fucking earned it.
Right. If this would mean a lot more if Zelensky hadn't already gotten billions and billions of our dollars, where he could like turn around, put it on eBay. Thank you, Sean Penn, and then he just sells it for like $5,000. He's like, "This will buy 70,000 bullets." It's so cringe, and like honestly, isn't it awkward for Zelensky?
It seems like it.
Do we have another angle where you can see Zelensky's face? Where if somebody gives you an Oscar, hey, I feel safer giving this to you. Thank you. What the fuck am I gonna do with this? Fuck my wife in front of like a downed airplane with it? Like, what the hell am I gonna do with this fucking Oscar? Right. Do you want it back after we win, quote unquote? Do you want it back? I mean, what? It's bizarre, and it's such a fucking cheesy gesture too.
All right, here, let's watch.
Okay. Better and stronger for the fight.
So great to honor, but until we will.
When you win, bring it back to Malibu.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Because I'll feel much better knowing there's a piece of me here.
We have to be.
It's just Sean Penn's douchebaggery. I'll feel better knowing that there's a piece of me here. You're not that important. Like, what do you think that the strength of the Ukrainian people were feeling like, oh, we're losing this war, but then it makes the newspaper tomorrow that Sean Penn's Oscar is there, and now they're like, with the strength of this golden piece of fucking metal, we now have the power to go defeat Putin.
We were going to give up, but now with Sean Penn's Oscar, it's gonna be like, dude, you watch Game of Thrones?
No.
Okay, well, there's this thing called the Iron Throne. It's made of all the swords.
Yeah,
and, like,
okay. Yes.
I just imagine that in the Ukraine, but it's fucking half melted Oscars into a throne.
Yes.
Like,
of like Hollywood celebrities.
Yeah, bullshit all these celebrities. By the way, this is me. What you're watching in this Sean Penn video is me drunk on 4th of July. This exact scene happened, except it was me drunk walking home with a plate of cheesecake into a bar.
Okay.
Forcing it on people in the bar, and then making a guy take my hat home because I thought he looked better in it than me. This is the exact same scenario.
Just being like, no, you gotta have this cheesecake. No, that's it will make
great on you.
It will make me feel better knowing that you have this thing, because that's how important this thing is. That I had to fly to the other side of the world and hand it to you as if it's going to help you guys win this war that we forced you into, and it will now fund so that your people can die.
And would he have done it if there wasn't a fucking video recording it so he could put it on Facebook or social media? Of course not. Of course not.
All right. Now we've got Dylan Mulvaney. Are you familiar with Dylan Mulvaney?
I think so. The name sounds unbelievably. I'm very familiar with Dylan McDermott, who's in one of my favorite Thanksgiving movies, Home for the Holidays. Everybody, you should watch it. It's fantastic.
Not familiar
Hilarious.
with this film.
Oh, it's so good, dude. It's a fucking 90s classic. It's got Iron Man in it. It's got Dylan McDermott in it. It's got that chick that talks out of the side of her mouth that's kind of hot but kind of not hot. Like you want to bang her, but then you're like, are you handicapped?
I ate so many Thanksgiving sandwiches this week. Can I tell you my Thanksgiving sandwich recipe?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So first is you need every once in a while I'm at the grocery store and where they have rotisserie chickens, they'll have like a full turkey breast. And so I buy that every time. If they've got it, I'm buying that. Maybe it's $6 or $7. Then I go to the next aisle and I get myself the jellied cranberry sauce. Then you can go with whatever kind of bread you like, but I like a pumpernickel bread or a pumpernickel rye, but ideally a good
pumpernickel's
bread.
awesome.
All right, now here's what you do. You still with me so far? You got to toast that pumpernickel bread. I don't want any non-toasted pumpernickel bread. That's got to be nice and toasted. Then you take your turkey, and I'm an animal with it, because I'm a single man, and I don't even sit down when I eat. I don't even have a table.
I don't know how somebody hasn't locked this down.
So I will just reach into that bird, and I'll take off like the whole breast, and then I just like kind of shred it up with my hands.
Shred it up.
I put it into a pan, and I just spray it with some olive oil, and you get it just hot and like a little bit crispy. Then I take my pumpernickel bread, and I get this habanero crispy like olive oil thing from Trader Joe's, and I spread that. I spread that as like a base layer, and then you want to throw down your cranberry sauce, and I throw down a fair amount of that cranberry sauce, and then you just pick up your turkey, you throw it in there, smush that down, cut it in half. Oh my God, that shit is world class.
That
Sweet and spicy turkey sandwich on a come over anytime, buddy. You want to come over for a sleepover party? I'll make you turkey sandwiches.
Robbie, I will when I visit my sister in New York next time. Well, you live in fucking Connecticut, though.
Yeah.
Drag my ass out to Connecticut. Holly Hunter, by the way. Holly Hunter. That's the actress in.
Wait, who's Holly Hunter? She sounds hot. I feel like I know her.
Okay, you would know. She's the chick that talks out of the side of her mouth. It's and she literally talks out of the side of her mouth. It's ridiculous. Google Holly Hunter real quick. She is one of those weird characters, kind of like that Seinfeld where it's like depending on the lighting, hot or not. She has a tight little bod, and she's kind of cute, but also kind of like, how the fuck did you become a?
Oh, she
like
voiced the lady from The Incredibles. That's
yeah. She's stretchy girl.
I would not have expected that. Here, I'll pull it up. Give me 1 second. Oh wait, I gotta stop this screen in order to do a new one. Hold on.
But it's also got, as I said, Iron Man's in it, and he's hilarious.
I can't place this lady from any particular film.
She, you know why? Because she's been in so many films.
She just looks like Eric thin blonde lady. That's not that pretty, but you would bang if she worked in your office.
100%. She would be like the office darling if there was nobody else. And she talks sideways out of her mouth. She's like, okay, she's got low self-esteem. She had a speech impediment growing up. I can get that.
Oh, that does help. All right, so let's get into Dylan Mulvaney. We live in this new world where they really want to convince children that men should be girls, girls should be men.
You're using his dead name. That's why I didn't realize.
What is she going by?
Shasta McVagina, I believe.
Oh, is that really what it is?
No, I should have.
Shasta Vagina?
Shasta Vagina. That's a great name. Fuck, should I go by Shasta Vagina? I'm gonna write that down. Shasta Vagina.
I feel like you would need black ladies braids, like the Jamaican when like women go down to like the beach and they get braided in that style. That would be the hairdo that you would need.
Like in Perfect 10, what's her face had him? You know, this has nothing to do with anything. And this is how you know I'm drunk. I read an article about, and it ties perfectly with Dave Chappelle hosting SNL. I read an article about how Gen Zers are spending like shit tons of money on dating. They're going into debt dating because none of them ever got into serious relationships. And it just reminded me of like, Eddie Murphy when he was Buckwheat. Remember that on SNL?
Oh, because dudes are going on so many dates, and never. Yeah, but the dates never become less expensive unless I guess you get over the hump and you actually start splitting it with the lady.
I think. Well, that's the thing. Agreed. But the thing is, I think that now we're in this feminist modal where the ladies are probably paying for half the dates. So like women and men are going bankrupt. And then they said they live together, but even when they live together, the intent isn't to actually like get in a relationship. They're like, let's just see. We can still fuck around and bang people on the side, and they never get married. So just like waste of money. This is not an interesting tangent. Moving on.
I mean, that sounds like a good lifestyle to me. Where are you reading this article?
Dude, I don't know. I'll find it. I already told you I'm still pissed off about goddamn Bumble and Tinder and all that shit.
Oh, that you missed it.
Literally by weeks, I found my beautiful, wonderful wife. And by weeks.
I don't know that you've missed out on all that much. My experience as a single man with access to Tinder and Bumble is that I do better in the wild and that those apps just erode my self-esteem.
Have you gone on twointhesweater.com?
No, I haven't. I haven't tried that one. What's that one called?
Well, there's two of them. There's Two in the Sweater. And there's also sweatyinthesweater.com.
Okay.
Both for sweater aficionados who want to get down and busy looking for love.
It's Cosbyware.com.
Oh, Cosbyware. No. You don't want to go there. Cosbyware.com is actually it's a flatware thing. It's odd. It's spoons that look like Bill Cosby's face.
All right, so let's check out this lady. She got to sit down with the president and advocate for that children should be recognized in their journey. And I'm just guessing that something in the algorithm must promote this, that it becomes successful. I think that the Chinese so want to ruin our culture that they will pretend like things are very popular that otherwise aren't popular, so that Americans will invest their time in things that are really stupid and not worthwhile. Now, for this lady, I think it's okay if you want to transition to be a lady, but I would just advocate don't transition into the most annoying version of women. And I actually can't tell if she's kidding in this one. We're going to play it in a second, but I would say she took on the personality of Billy on the street, like when he's yelling at people, and just went with that like 100% of the time. All right, so here we go. This is she did a whole series of every day of her newfound girlhood, and so
those are not birthing hips, by the way.
If you just got out of Auschwitz, they are. All right, so this is day 66 of girlhood.
And today I'm in nature. Trees, I love them. Water, lakes, I love them. Heels, they're my hiking heels. I love them.
So this gets you a meeting with the president, huh? Plants, I love them.
Love them.
It's like he's playing a unicorn or
dog shit. I love
something.
it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Nad, just love it.
This literally looks like a comedy skit. This looks like a fucking
Meadows,
a Kids in the Hall sketch.
Yes.
This
It looks like someone is making fun of people
getting Lyme disease. Love ya.
I think I've actually seen this on the Kids in the Hall. And then he bites shit in his big fucking stupid heels. She bites shit.
There's a dragon. Oh my god. Never again. Get me out of here. Love ya.
Get me out of this country shit.
All right, so let's go, because there's 66 days of girlhood. Well, I guess there was more than that, because, it's pretty full transition. And I figured, we can't hate watch all of these, but we can hate watch some of these.
Can I ask you this? How many days into girlhood was she when she met with Biden? Is that all it takes? 66 days? I mean, I could do that. If I lose a bet, I might have to do this.
Also, if this is what she looks like, I guess 182 days into her womanhood, we got to see what this thing looked like at day one.
I just want to see more heels on grass. Wait, go to the right one.
Yeah, let's watch this one. And then,
and then the one directly to the right of that.
Lady Gaga's in my comments.
Oh my god, I don't know what to do with my body or my mouth. Oh! Hi, are you there, Gaga? It's me, Dylan. And, oh, Gaga, do you think I need to start wearing a bra? I think it might be time. Ah! Oh, Lady Gaga!
It is
This
not
has cured a lot of things
time.
mentally for me. Yeah, you can have 100 people in your comments, but if one of them's Lady Gaga, well, you're doing pretty good, okay? Oh my god, this is the best day ever! And I think we should all take this as a good omen. Like, let's all go buy lottery tickets. Oh my god, okay. I have questions. Has she seen Days of Girlhood? You know, hello? Okay, love you. Okay, ooh, love you.
Hello, is it boobs you're looking for? Because they're not there anyway. Congratulations on being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, by the way, Richie. That was.
I mean,
fucking
how much more of this are we at the peak of this that you and I are observing this right now, or is this still like the introductory level because China's pushing it on views? They're sitting down with the president, and so more people are going to be like, "Oh, if I can become the most annoying thing on the internet, I might be famous and make money too." People might look at this and go, "I can push being annoying even further." You know what I mean? Like the way that like racers get faster every year. Someone breaks the 5-minute mile, and then all of a sudden everyone can break the 5-minute mile. It's like this is a new pinnacle in being an annoying individual.
Yeah.
So are we at the peak where people like, you know, like grunge, you know, it was for the 90s and then everyone moved on from it. And I wish we still had it, but like sometimes things just peak and you kind of move on. So are we peaking, or are we still at like level 1 really annoying people on the internet? Like we don't even know what's going to be coming 5 or 6, 7 years from now.
I think number one, I think we're at peak acceptance of this insanity. Like
Okay.
I think we're at the height of where people will support it. Like I can't believe anybody would. Are people inspired by this? Like it's so cliche. As you said, it's a comedy sketch. It's so fucking cliche and over the top. It's hilarious, but I think people have hit the top, and the next generation are just over it. Like, this is ridiculous. You look like an asshole. You're a clown. I think we're on the way down. But that being said, everything, as you know, when you hit the peak, always has the most extreme people chasing that peak come within a year. So you're going to see people that are so much worse than this.
The copycats.
Yeah, the copycats.
Well, because this is already a copycat of something. I don't even know. You know, it's interesting because you're sitting down, and I guess you're coming up with it's almost like they're all doing that bad White Chicks movie where they were playing the White Chicks. Yes. And now everyone's almost playing that personality.
So they are literally doing blackface in reverse, these fucking racists.
It gets complicated. All right, let's pick.
Wait, go one to the right. Hold on. I just have to see. Does she fall over again? The one next to the one you had played.
Well, this looks like she's walking the runway.
No. There's one. See, I can't click on it. There's one where it looks like she's falling over. Maybe she's doing a cartwheel. I'd have to see the
Oh, here? This one?
I want to see if her balls pop out. Yeah.
You want to watch? Okay.
What's this? Oh, that.
Cute.
Oh my god. Dude, if you guys are just listening, you have to treat yourselves and watch this feed. I'd be so pissed just rolled into the street and got hit by a car. This is the least athletic person that's ever lived. And again, falling over the heels.
It seems like she's making a joke out of it being bad, which is what kind of gets a little bit confusing.
Yeah. What I agree. That's what's it's supposed to be inspiring, right? Like I'm a man that's a pro, like owning it, and it's just her falling over and biting shit all the time.
Here she's getting bikini ready.
Oh god.
Just when you thought hot girl summer was over, you thought wrong. Today I'm wearing a new bikini to the beach, and I'm gonna bring you with me. But first, I'm gonna shave everything.
It's little tit dude fall.
Shave cream. Oh babe. It feels rich. Don't mind me just shaving my arms on TikTok.
Man,
carry on.
Take down those
I'm a girl
eyebrows.
who gets facial hair, and that is absolutely okay.
They're so wide.
But I have to shave my face every day, so I'm using the EOS Sensitive Shave Cream to protect my skin.
I love it.
How much did EOS pay for
in
this?
3, 2, 1. I'm feeling silky smooth and confident.
The way
Love ya.
that
Just when you
Shim
thought Hot Girl
runs
Summer was over,
is in
you
itself a parody. Like, who moves like that? What human being moves? It's like a man, literally, a man impersonating a woman trying to be funny. It's going to be amazing. Remember that, like, years and years ago, there was this thing that, like, people didn't know if it was real or fake. It was, like, the first big viral movie moment. But it was a chick on social media pretending that she was, I don't know, in trouble, right? And everybody got into it. They're like, what the hell is going on with this girl? It would be the best fucking reveal ever if this guy was just
trolling this whole time.
He's
the
like
whole
he's
time.
like the king. He's like the founder of fucking 4chan, trolling the shit out of us.
Wow, that would be
How
something.
amazing! Because
And
this
made
is
it-
so ridiculous. There's
and
no
made it
way this
made
person.
it all the way to Biden. Well, he's got more
Good
facial
morning,
hair.
everyone. Dylan here. I'm in my canopy bed, and I woke up this morning feeling like a very sick Victorian child in an old hospital bed.
I
just
coughed
passed
up
out.
blood and I pretended it was my period, and it was the best morning of my life.
All right,
And I'm canceled. Well, edit that out. We're done.
should we watch one more? Back when he was
Go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the streams that you're used to.
All right, I've had enough
Why
of
do
this
you need
guy.
a microphone?
I don't know.
One more.
All
Sorry,
right,
Robbie.
you
One more.
pick it. You pick it.
Okay,
I'll
scroll
keep
down,
scrolling.
scroll
You
down.
tell me when to
No,
stop.
down. Other way.
You want me to go
down? Down. Keep going down. There's one where he looks like a creepy serial murderer. On the right-hand side, is he dressed as a Mormon? She dressed as a Mormon? Next to the one.
Right here?
Oh my God, there's one in a pool too, which is.
You want to watch this one?
I gotta see that one. Is this
I'm gonna be honest.
He's
Male,
a guy now. What happened to his hair? He's a guy in this.
male
What's
or
happening?
male or female, I hate whatever this person is. I hate their soul. They could transition to any form of human being, and I will just still hate whatever their essence is.
Agreed.
Okay.
Poison souls. But dude, so he spent all this time. That's it. Is this the epic troll? Is this the end of the troll?
No, we're going
His
backwards.
hair's short.
No, we just went backwards to
Oh.
the beginning before he transitioned.
Oh, son of a bitch. I thought this was the end.
No, we just pressed rewind on his journey. All right, now we got to come down from YouTube's. We're gonna watch a single scene from Gutsy, and then we're gonna close it out because I watched the last 2 episodes today to try and find good moments, and there weren't even moments that were worth parroting. So
Is that a
we're,
black woman in blackface?
well, you're gonna see in a moment. Just don't you wait. I mean, you want to take a couple more guesses to see what you think it
Okay.
might be?
Okay, is that number one guess? It's a black woman in blackface.
Okay.
Number two guess. It is a mannequin at a wig shop.
It's the
Third
Cobra
guess-
Commander. That was the right answer.
Oh, Cobra Commander. All right, Cobra. All right, let's do it.
All right, let me come down from YouTube before I do one more time. Come out. I'm in New Orleans this Friday night. Rented a dance studio because that's the only place I can tell my trans jokes. So if you want to come see my trans jokes live, New Orleans this Friday. Limited tickets, only 30 tickets. All right, let me.
And also subscribe to the Lions of Liberty podcast.
All right, we're coming down from YouTube number 1. Coming down from YouTube number 1.
We're
Number
banned
2.
again. Lions of Liberty's banned again.